everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be heading into my computer because we're going to be going through the Pinterest trends for 2020. Now I understand that this should ideally be done at the beginning of the year, but for two reasons I didn't. Number one, I forgot about it, to be honest. Number two is that I find that it's good to do it halfway through the year because you want to see which trends are starting to kind of come into full force versus those that kind of flopped and didn't really come to anything. The Pinterest trends report is honestly something that is gold. Honestly, it's gold dust, and I'm going to go through it with you guys now.
Hi everyone, so we are in my computer and we're just going to have a look at this document here. Now, they do update this every so often. Everyone can access this. If you just search on Google Pinterest trends for 2020, you will be able to spot it. So let's have a little look at this document here. So the first section here is called Beyond Binary, and it is gender neutral, very inclusive children's wear by the looks of it. So we've got gender neutral names, unisex kids clothes, gender neutral party ideas, every kid playrooms, unisex nurseries, etc, etc. So if you are a baby nursery, maybe art printable shop, this is definitely a section that you should really pay attention to. If you make kids clothes, if you make wedding wear, tuxedo dresses, gender neutral haircuts, not really applicable to Etsy shops, I wouldn't have thought, unless you make hair accessories, of course. Inclusive educational posters. If you guys have digital download shops, you could definitely take this as a bit of an idea and think about how you can create posters and how you can make posters to educate children. You've got androgynous flags down there as well. But definitely if you are a party printable shop or you just do party wear, definitely start exploring this option. But definitely what I would do is I would copy a heading here. So for example, I'm just going to show you, and I would head to Pinterest and just have a little look and see whether or not it is useful for you guys. A gender neutral party ideas. So you can already see that this is a keyword that's got quite a lot of hits. So definitely, as you can see here, there's quite a lot of invitations. So if you are a invitation maker, even for baby showers, weddings, things like that, definitely worth exploring. And also, if it's listed in this document here, it's obviously a trend that Pinterest has noticed, has, you know, kind of gone up. And you can see here that they do actually give you stats. So gender neutral names has gone up by 301%. So definitely try and find a way to kind of put this into your product somehow if you are a maker that it could be applicable to. So now we're going to go down to the next section, and this is called conscious consumption. So this is all about being eco-friendly, low waste, how to recycle thrifted wedding dresses, etc, being solar, secondhand fashion, low waste weddings. So again, protest posters. Now I don't know what the rules are on Etsy for making protest posters, but explore it, because obviously, as you can see here, it's got a real big inflation in, you know, people searching for pins like these. Low waste living. Now guys, this can really apply to quite a vast majority of Etsy shops. So, you know, just an example that comes to mind is if you make skincare and things like that, definitely worth exploring like an eco-friendly, low waste, natural recycled option when it comes to product packaging and things like that. And I guess for a lot of Etsy shops as well, maybe try making the swap to eco-friendly packaging. Product swap, so this is where people will swap out certain aspects of their life. So here they give you paper napkins for fabric napkins. I guess that sort of can be along the lines of disposable diapers as opposed to ones that you can wash, face cloths instead of face wipes and things like that. So definitely, if you are for example, if you work with textiles. So for example, if you work with textiles, you could definitely be exploring this. for making alternate options for things that people use in their everyday life, because as you can see, there is quite a substantial increase in searches. Thrifted home decor. You people out there who sell vintage are going to see an increase in views and sales, because thrifted home decor, thrifted wedding dresses, secondhand fashions, thrift store crafts, the whole kind of vintage category is seeing an increase on Etsy. And that is reflected on Pinterest, as we can see here. So it's definitely worth exploring your options here. And again, guys, if you haven't seen my other Pinterest videos, there are a lot of them. But what I would say is that definitely worth really pushing the vintage, low waste, thrifted, secondhand, used products aspect of your store. Now here's quite an interesting one as well. Ocean trash art. Turn ocean pollution into art that makes a splash. So I'm actually going to copy that and see what type of things that Pinterest is meaning, because I have seen these actually around craft fairs and things like that. So as you can see, there's quite, this one is massive. So basically what they're doing is that they're using trash that's been found on beaches and in the sea and things like that to make sculptures. So especially if you are someone who works with, art and things like that, definitely worth exploring this option, because actually there are some really beautiful pieces here. And going back to our document, we can see that there has been a very slight increase, but to be honest, with the way that things are at the minute, I think that we will be seeing quite a significant increase in this myself, because I feel like people are going out for walks, they are home, they're trying to keep themselves occupied. So I would probably say that this is going to see quite a significant increase. Thrifted wedding dresses, again, for you guys that sell vintage, definitely worth exploring. So solar light crafts, light up your garden with these whimsical, energy efficient designs. So although you guys out there can't actually physically make solar powered lights, you know what, it would be such an amazing thing if you could make like holders for solar powered lights, for example. So if you have like a solar powered candle or something like that, definitely worth making candle holders specifically for those. You could even make something out of glass where you could put a solar light inside of it. Just try and think outside the box, because although when you guys are probably reading this, you're probably thinking, well, how can I make a solar light? Like, that's not going to work. But try and think outside the box. Try and find a way to kind of get in on the solar light action and get in on the ocean trash art action, etc., etc. And just try to think outside of the box when it comes to things like this, when you think, I'm not really going to be able to do this. But also as well, when it comes to secondhand fashion, low waste weddings and thrift store crafts, although the most obvious thing is to, have paper invitations instead of plastic ones and, all that type of thing, think outside the box. So, for example, I sell jewellery, so I would be thinking, okay, how can I upcycle bulk buys that I find at charity shops, that I find on eBay, for example. Now, just a side note, if you guys do upcycle jewellery, seriously, go onto eBay, type in bulk buys for jewellery and beaded products and things like that, and upcycle them, because what this whole section is telling me is that conscious consumption, that's a tongue twister, is definitely seeing a increase. And you know what, it might well be worth your while making some upcycled products, because at the end of the day, those products will be one of a kind, and that is a real big selling point. So we're going to go down to the next section. So finding balance. So this is all about sort of self-work, self-discovery. So as we can see here, self-discovery journal prompts. So if you guys make digital journal downloads, definitely explore this, because honestly, there will be, especially coming, into the summer and into the end of the year, as you can imagine, as the way things are at the minute, people are spending a lot more time at home. There's going to be some people with some serious social media issues, so having a social media detox printable of some sort that they can put in their diaries or whatever, honestly guys, I think you will be missing out a trick if you don't. self-discovery journal prompts, social media detox. So people who make digital downloads, people who make physical planners and things like that. I'm just trying to think of anyone else. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but definitely explore how you could incorporate this into your lines of whatever you make somehow. Embrace being single. Actually, guys, just going back up here a second, people who make t-shirts, definitely you can make some slogans around detoxing, self-love and things like that. And also, embrace being single, empowering tips and quotes to make your solo journey a true party of one. So you could make things like badges if you are someone who makes resin metal badges and things like that. T-shirts as well. Definitely start to explore sayings and quotes and images that you can put onto badges, bags, those little Hessian bags that people take to the shops with them, which also again goes into the being eco-friendly aspect of things. But definitely think about any sort of ways that you can incorporate any of this into your shop. Chicory route. Art therapy activities. Guys, if you sell digital downloads, you need to be selling colouring pages in your shop. And even like paint by number pages and things like that. Seriously, guys, I'm going to say it again, the way things are at the minute, people need to have stress relief through colouring and art and everything like that. And even if that's not for you, think about downloadable activities, games, things like that you can do around art and how that, helps people get through anxiety and things like that. CMOS, vegan meals CMOS. Okay, guys, explore that. That does not sound very appetizing to me, but I could be wrong. But yeah, definitely explore that. Mood booster playlist, and I don't really know if you could incorporate that anyway, because obviously you can't use any song names or anything in your listings, so maybe stay away from that. Ylang ylang oil, so if you make face care, body care soaps, things like that, this particular ingredient is on the rise. Feng Shui, tap into age-old design principles designed to de-stress and de-energize your living space. You could make a printable, even like an ebook. Guys, if you want to write a PDF ebook on a particular subject, you can definitely do that. And people will download it and read it if you know your stuff about Feng Shui, or even you can make like a workbook where people could work through to incorporate Feng Shui into their space. And cucumber juice, not too sure, but maybe if you make soaps, you could make like a cucumber soap of sorts. Just try and add your own little twist onto this trend here. So, we are now at the home hub. Now, it's no surprise at the minute that this sort of thing is trending, purely because people are spending a lot more time at home. So what do? They go to Pinterest to look for little ideas and things that they can do whilst they're bored and stuck at home. So, garden room. So I guess that means bringing the garden indoors. Although maybe if you make pottery and things like that, you could make pots for little indoor plants, etc., etc. But again, I would be thinking garden room, botanicals, adding greenery and things to the products that you already have. So again, if you make invitations and things like that, definitely one to consider. Grow your own herbs and salad fixings all year round. You could make like a little pot or a space to put your herbs and microgreens and things in. Or you could make microgreen sort of soap and things like that. And also, guys, even if you make things like scarves, garden room, if bringing the outside in is a trend, which it obviously is, so greens and blues and very botanical colours, incorporate that into your Etsy shop somehow. So let's say that you knit scarves, make differing shades of green, really try to incorporate these trends into your shop somehow. WFH wear, work from home outfit. Don't know how you could incorporate that. If you make clothing, perhaps, maybe t-shirts, you could do something around this, maybe have a slogan that says, "This is my work from home outfit," or something like that. Granny pods, keep your son and family members close, like right in the backyard close. So I guess this is some kind of like granny annex type thing. I don't know how you could really deal with that. Audio rooms, maybe you can make a poster that's saying this is my audio room, or maybe make something where you could store CDs and vinyls and things like that. Home brewing, again, nothing off the top of my head, but really try to explore that. Indoor water fountains, home theatres. What you could do, guys, you could make like a printable, I don't know, like a activity workbook type thing. So you could say, you know, for example, if you make games and party games and printables and things for children's parties and things, what you could do is you could make like a movie treasure hunt, and you could print out something that is like a little quiz for kids to do whilst they're watching a film. So it could be something like, who is the first person to say this word? Write their name down. What colour is the character that comes on the screen's first hair, for example? And make like a movie treasure hunt. That could be a really good idea. Coffee stations. You could make something to hold coffee beans, coffee jars, things like that. Homemade baby food. Don't really know if you could incorporate that, but definitely worth considering. Internationally expired is our next section. So, Spanish bathrooms, Indian living, French, Australian, Japanese, Macedonian, oh geez, that's a tongue twister, Filipino, Arabic, West African, Kerala. So if you are someone that makes decor, because this all seems to be very decor related, I would start to explore how you can sort of put these styles into the items that you make. Now, let's see what is becoming the most popular. Indian living room. So definitely the kind of Indian aspects and colours and things like that are definitely kind of gone up in popularity, as well as Australian landscaping and Japanese tubs. So see how you can incorporate that into the items that you make, because obviously it's not just the styling, it's the colours and things like that. And also, guys, if you make downloadable art, you could start to kind of make prints that are inspired by this as well. And even if you paint, make paintings inspired by these trends. So our next section is one of my favourites, which is Pampered Pets. So, pet resorts, dog patios, outdoor cat playgrounds, dog toilets, okay. Goat playhouses, protective halos for blind dogs, pet fashion, cat birthdays, cakes for dogs and pet memorials. Now, these, perhaps if you make furniture, you could kind of try to make, for example, an outdoor cat playground. But also, if you work with textiles and materials, what you could do is make, like, I have seen them, but not a lot of them actually. And as we can see, they are kind of going up in popularity. Guinea pig beds, hamster beds, beds for small animals. Some people make like a little tube with some felt and fleecing and stuff inside, and it kind of allows them to snuggle up, and it's really, really cute. So definitely it's not just dogs and cats and evidently goats. It's also people who have smaller animals that want to treat them, that want to buy things for them, and yeah, definitely worth exploring. These types of things, I don't really know how you could incorporate that into your Etsy shop, but I'm sure you guys are creative enough out there to kind of think of ways to incorporate these. Protective halos for blind dogs. I don't know whether, it says easy to DIY, so maybe if you guys are pet sellers out there that make collars and these and things like that, explore this. Explore any ways how you could incorporate this particular product into your product ranges. Pet fashion. You guys out there who make pet fashion, definitely worth exploring. Pet fashion is not new. It really sort of burst onto the scene back in 2018, I felt like. So yeah, definitely worth exploring. And cat birthdays and cakes for dogs. So obviously dog birthdays and cat birthdays are increasing in popularity. So if you make cakes, if you can make dog treats, even if you make pet fashion, you could like make a little vest for cats or dogs that says today is my birthday, hashtag dog birthday, something like that, because believe it or not, we are the same. We like to really celebrate our dog's birthday. So this does not surprise me. Now, pet memorials. Although it's saying tattoos, engraved ring or backyard memorial, I have personally seen a real increase myself, and I make jewellery, in me even using the word pet memorial. Now, what I would suggest is that I think quite a lot of Etsy shop owners can put this into their shop somehow, and it is a little bit of a secret weapon. So if you guys have got this far in the video, you have come away with something amazing, because honestly guys, this keyword has really driven quite a lot of sales to my shop. Now, I can engrave paw prints onto lockets and necklaces and all that type of thing, and now rings as well. So think about how you could, incorporate that into your shop. So again, if you make printable art, or you paint, or anything like that, if you work with wood, you can definitely make little ash kind of boxes, because I know that a lot of people cremate their pets and things like that. But yeah, you could definitely make boxes where people can keep the ashes of their beloved pet. And jewellery sellers as well, take a leaf out of my book, definitely explore. If you make art and things like that, you could get them to send a picture of your dog over and create a print of some sort in the style, with a little dedication underneath it. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. You just have to think outside of the box. Next section, responsible travel. So basically eco-friendly travel. So we're not using our cars here. We are using trains, zero waste travel, eco-friendly cities. I would say, guys, a lot of this, I don't know if you could incorporate it apart from making like guides, activity books, and things like that. But rest assured that the whole eco-friendly thing is big, and it's going to get even bigger this year. So if you can incorporate it into your shop somehow, maybe create a eco-friendly shipping option as an add-on, or maybe you ditch the plastics and things like that and the waste in your when you send out your products. Just find any way how you can incorporate being eco-friendly into your shop. Now, just a side note, I do notice that Lush, for example, they almost have like the normal option where they have plastic pots, and then they almost have like a zero waste option. Now, I've seen quite a lot of big brands actually do this, where you can buy refills instead of buying, the whole new bottle and things like that again. So think about that. If you make bath and body stuff, or shampoos, or hand creams or face creams, think about how you could develop some kind of scheme where you could get the customer to send the pot back and you can refill it at a discounted price. Not only are you saving money on your packaging and things like that, but also it encourages people to come to you over and over again, because people obviously, as we can see by this entire document, are really starting to think about being more eco-friendly in their lives. Rewilding, lake fishing, rock hounding, rabbit hutches, nature travel, bushcraft, camping, northern lights, outdoor bars, outdoor players. So again, people are really wanting to push getting outdoors, and honestly, guys, there is unlimited things that you could do with this in your own Etsy shops, and I would encourage you to really explore it. Even if you guys are making really something random like t-shirts or jewellery, for example, I would be reading this and thinking, okay, I need to be getting more leaf charms, I need to be making more flower charms, more botanical charms, I need to be making animal charms, engraving animals onto my existing pieces that I've got. So it's not just looking at this and going, I need to make a rabbit hutch. It's more looking at the overall trends, looking at the percentages that you can see after every single heading, and kind of thinking, how can I incorporate that into my shop somehow? Space everything. So space is coming back. And again, Galaxy birthdays. If you guys make invitations or party wear, definitely explore this. to the moon parties. You use moon puns and space jokes. That is really cool, actually. I really, really like that. Astrology themed parties, guys, if you're not doing astrology themed party wear, if you do, then please do. Also, if you make t-shirts, make galaxy themed t-shirts. If you make printables, make a printable, maybe origami, something like that. A guide how to make 5 space themed origami crafts. There you go, there's a good product title. STEM activities, again, if you make downloads, explore this. Galaxy paintings, if you paint, explore this. NASA logos, you can't use NASA logos on your Etsy products. Please don't try it. It won't work for you. You will get closed down. But yeah, the whole space theme, basically. Constellation piercings, definitely my constellation necklaces and other bits and bobs as well have gone up in popularity. They did, when I first came on Etsy in 2016, they were my best sellers. Then they took a dip in 2017 and 18, and half of 19 as well, and now they're coming back in a big, big way. Now, if you make makeup, planetary makeup in pastel colours, purple lip gloss, black lipstick, or icy blue eyeshadow, definitely worth exploring. And I think this will be quite a big one for Halloween, because, yeah, it's obviously something that is increasing in popularity. Haha, my favourite 90s rerun. So guys, I don't think I need to say much more here, but 90s cartoons, hip hop parties, grunge, fashion, 90s music. Think scrunchie. I was just about to say think scrunchies and I saw it. Guys, if you make scrunchies, brightly coloured hair clips, get modelled shots of 90s themed, makeup and hair and, models that are kitted out 90s themed, and get on it. Get modelled shots. Get people to look at your items, not just as a scrunchie on a white background, but as a fashion statement for the 90s rerun. Lip gloss and lip liner. Oh, lip gloss. Don't you find that everything sticks to your lips when you have that on? But anyway, if you make cosmetics, lip gloss it up, people. Lip gloss it up. Hair clips, I've just sort of explained that. Y2K outfits. Oh, wow, okay. Maybe if you make clothing, explore this. Braided hairstyles. If you can make, obviously, hair bits and bobs, think about plaited items. So think about plaited headbands. Think about clip-in plaited, what they called, braids. So think about making colourful braids, putting them on a hair clip and, letting people have a braid without having the nightmare of trying to get it out again. 90s streetwear, baby tees, hoodies, city streets to suburban sidewalks, definitely. Scrunchies, oh my goodness, guys, make some damn scrunchies. Seriously, scrunchies are seeing a huge, huge increase. Explore the whole 90s fashion. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to go onto Pinterest, we're going to go onto 90s fashion. I'm just going to let you have a little look because seriously, guys, there is a lot that you could do with this. A lot that you could do with this. In fact, I am probably going to explore adding chokers back into my shop because I did remove them because they weren't really selling very well. But as you can see, chokers were a big 90s thing. So I am definitely going to put that back into my shop again. So guys, we have come to the end of the document. So now I'm just going to transport you back to my office.
So guys, I hope you really enjoyed that video. Please subscribe if you haven't already for more Etsy tips and tricks and lots of amazing handmade business wonderfulness. Give this video a big thumbs up as that does help me a lot, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye!